With the ever-looming fear of the 31st of March coming around, it kinda sucks being a guy who just wants Super Mario Bros. 35 to stick around. If you've been in hibernation for the past few months, back in September of 2020, Nintendo presented a direct themed around and packed with Mario-related announcements. Super Mario 3D All-Stars and Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury were the two major announcements, especially with fans curious at the time on what exactly Bowser's Fury was. Alongside those announcements came a similar but still pretty exciting announcement, for me at least. Super Mario Bros. 35, another crack at the Tetris 99 formula, being a weird combination of platformer and battle royale. I was optimistically skeptical about the game, but lo and behold, it turned out to be a pretty addicting game. But in the background, something I didn't notice at first was a bit of a prominent detail regarding not just SMB 35, but also 3D All-Stars. These two games would be limited time releases, both physically and digitally, being pulled from the eShop on March 31st. Yeah, I don't think I need to repeat the arguments that literally everyone made for how blatantly stupid of a decision this was on Nintendo's part, but this brings me to the subject of the video, Super Mario Bros. 35. Look, I know 3D All-Stars is a bigger release, but I don't really care that it's getting pulled, since knowing Nintendo, they'll probably re-release those Mario games in some fashion sooner or later. SMB 35 is a different case, seeing as there will be no way of playing it after it gets taken down due to the fact that it relies on online multiplayer. This game really has no excuse to be taken down, so what the heck, let's go over some of my personal reasons why Nintendo shouldn't take Super Mario Bros. 35 down. First and foremost, the fact that it's an anniversary title is not a good enough reason to kill off the game, as you could easily pass it off as another Switch Online exclusive. There's hardly any indication in-game that this is meant to be an anniversary title anyway, yet sure, there's the reoccurring number 35, but yeah, that's all I got. Next, the gameplay loop is really addicting when you least expect it to be. I'll admit I play it a bit more often than Tetris 99, which is to say every other month or so, but when I do get back into the game, it's really dang fun. In my initial review of the game, I shared my worried thoughts that the game would quickly become repetitive and boring due to the flawed level selection system, but much to my surprise, that still remains to be seen. Could the level select system still be improved? Absolutely. I still haven't unlocked a good handful of the levels, and I think even though this would be a bit of a lame solution, it might be best to have levels be purchasable with coins. Okay, so it turns out I really misunderstood the level select system, so let me explain it real quick. So basically, the level that you choose before entering a match is added to a list of other levels that players chose before entering their match. At first, unlocking levels may seem entirely random, but all you need to do to unlock a level is either beat the level or beat the levels before that level. You need to beat all of them at least once to unlock a new level, so keep that in mind, and I really apologize for this kind of stupid misunderstanding on my part. I mean, if I'm being honest, the coins are incredibly trivial since the game gives you heaps of them anyway, so just charge a pretty penny to unlock a random level you haven't seen yet, and I think that'd do fine. I think this kind of game lends itself to tense situations very well, especially with how long matches can last. It creates a unique challenge every time you play. You're basically playing a balancing act, constantly having to restock on coins at every good spot, while also dealing with any groups of enemies that get sent your way. The enemies can cause big problems depending upon the level you're in, the worst being when your small Mario in a Piranha Plant ends up blocking your path. This is why I tend to actively dislike levels such as 1 through 3 and the Bowser Castle levels, because there are a lot of tight corridors in Bowser levels, and 1 through 3 is just awkward as frick, and I hate it. But this is also why the coin roulette exists, but even still, I hate that the game allows this kind of stuff to happen, considering it's blatantly unfair to the players. Still, the hordes of Goombas, Koopas, and what have you do a good job keeping you on your toes at all times. It gets especially stressful when you're sent to a level that you haven't visited in that round, but that's just a part of the fun, weeding out the less good players. Third, the player base is still as active as ever, considering you only need 35 players to start a round. I do still notice the occasional error with a player getting disconnected just as soon as the game starts, but otherwise I don't see any signs of the game dying due to inactivity anytime soon. Fourth, there's a lot of potential for updates with new content for SMB 35. I'm not sure how many people remember, but when that fan-made Super Mario Royale thing was still up, the developer updated the game with all new original levels to keep things interesting. I see no real reason why SMB35 can't do the same. I could certainly see it boosting player activity to keep the game thriving, since Nintendo doesn't seem to want to advertise the game much else otherwise. They could even add new themes for the game that could be bought with coins. I don't have any visual examples, but imagine stuff like a Game Boy Color scheme, a Halloween-themed reskin, stuff like that. Again, coins aren't used much otherwise, so I just think it'd be a neat addition alongside maybe purchasable music tracks out of a random selection of Mario music. By no means are these necessary additions, just incentive stuff that could keep people playing the game. And finally, the unique gameplay Super Mario Bros. 35 presents is enough for me to say that I believe it deserves to stay. It's flawed in areas, but remains a fun, tense, and addictive follow-up to Tetris 99. With some improvements and additions, I think this game could go from being a good game to being a great game. Also, I have a better chance at winning SMB 35 compared to Tetris 99, so there's that too, but generally speaking, I just really enjoy the game even whenever I'm not winning. I wish Nintendo would be more open to the idea. I mean, considering Jump Rope Challenge of all games got to avoid being taken off of the eShop, I think there's still a chance, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I won't hold it against Nintendo though. As much as it sucks to see the game go, I have developed more of an appreciation for the game because of the limited time frame. But what do you think? Do you like Super Mario Bros. 35 and do you think it should stay, or do you think it shouldn't? Let's start a discussion in the comments. It's Wisp, thanks for watching, consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.